This episode is brought to you by Major Spoilers VIP members. Thank you for your support of Major Spoilers and the Major Spoilers Podcast Network. If you would like to become a bronze, silver, or gold VIP member, go to members.majorspoilers.com for more information.
Welcome to Critical Hit, a Major Spoilers podcast. Thank you for downloading and listening, and holy cow, let's hope that you didn't pick up any strange eggs in the middle of the night and put them to your ear. Because
So that's a common thing for people to do.
that is a very common thing for people to do, as we found out last episode, Rob. Except maybe you didn't find out too much about it because you were hiding in an alley.
Yeah, he was
also, I
like,
wouldn't call Orem or Randus people.
Right, that's true. Very
How
true.
dare
Totally
you?
people. I used to be.
All right, Rodrigo, what should we do next?
You're actually part Dodge Dart, if I'm not mistaken.
all right. So last time,
On
Critical
Hit.
what did happen last time on Critical Hit?
We
There were some
found
miners.
some eggs.
We thought we found some snake monkey eggs. We found something else.
Lizard monkey.
We keep calling them eggs, but they seem to be more orbs
Mm-hmm.
of some sort. And they vibrate at 440 hertz.
Crystal spheres, if you
Yep.
Mm.
And they came from out of space.
yes.
They're probably kryptonite.
We should bubble them and make sure that they're... No, wait, sorry.
Yeah.
And when you strike them, they start to vibrate. And whoever's holding them or listening to them gets put into a trance and starts wandering off.
We haven't proved whoever. We're 2 for 5 on that.
Well, we're 100% for everyone who tested it.
Yeah.
Mm.
If you want to test it, no.
No, we don't want
yeah.
Scar testing it because that would be a pain because he's the strongest of us.
Yeah,
We'd all be like
honest.
grabbing onto his ankles while he just kept going.
Or as I like to call it, being in combat. Oh, I'm sorry. That was mean. Anyway, yes, that happened. And now we're trying to build some magical sacks to keep them separated because putting them together causes harmonization, which is bad. We don't
Well-
want to cross the streams.
You guys can be done with the construction of the sacks.
Hooray!
Yay.
Now everyone has a handy haversack.
Yay.
With a terrible, arcane, monstrous thingy inside.
I don't know that it's arcane.
Speaking
know
of
that it's
arcane monsters, I'm going to ask Guy.
Okay.
Guy wanders off.
He has
Hey.
much bigger room now.
Actually, I have no idea if that's a good idea or not.
It's a bad idea.
Putting Guy in the handy haversack?
Guy's going to have parties in there, man.
That's fine.
It's going to be like college.
Anywho, I'm going to see if Guy has any idea what these things are.
Mm,
Do I need an Arcana check?
Yep.
Okay. Oh, yeah. I'm actually decent at Arcana.
Yeah, so was I
Good.
until I rolled a 2.
When you have an assistant helping you.
It's just how I've always flavored it.
You know, I love Guy. I think Guy is great, but he's never told us anything.
They look like some kind of crystal that harmonizes and I don't know. That's about all I can tell you.
Okay.
What do you say?
Nothing more than we've already figured out.
Mm.
Indeed.
Yes.
Yeah, I think it'll maybe be best just to keep these for ourselves until we do got the time to look into it further, which who knows when that'll be, but at least
Sure.
it keeps it out of the hands of
Yes.
Yes,
the coil.
Mm-hmm.
whatever they are.
All right, well, let's get some rest and get on a train.
Okay. I could go for some sleep.
Orm sits in the corner and does his meditation thing.
It's really creepy.
Is it all that creepy?
It is super creepy. He doesn't close his eyes. He
Eh.
just sits there and he looks. It is.
Just put your back to him. You don't have to see him.
Oh, that's not in character. That's actually out of character.
Oh,
In
thank you.
character.
So night passes uneventfully.
Hey guys,
Oh,
it's
good.
time to wake up.
Okay.
Mm.
Oh, okay.
What time does the train leave?
Midday.
Oh, really?
Hmm?
Okay.
Is it standard morning time or is it a little later than morning?
Well, Orm gets pretty bored, so I
Yeah, I
assume
was gonna
he
say,
wakes you
as soon
up
as-
exactly
As soon as the sun,
6 hours.
as soon as the sun popped up.
It's like, have they had enough sleep? No. Have they had enough sleep? No. Have they had enough sleep? Yes. Okay. Oh, they're right.
What's Orm preparing today?
I'm preparing my my ice winter.
Okay.
That is what is prepared.
Okay.
I'm preparing breakfast. No, I'm going to go downstairs and see what the guy has for breakfast.
He has cheese bread.
Mmm.
Yeah. Nothing like cold cheese bread in the morning.
Cold cheese bread is the best.
I think we're going to lay low,
Okay.
stay out of trouble. I might try to, if we have the time, poke Randus about that submersible again.
Okay.
You're gonna,
I guess I can.
Ren is going to look into it.
I guess I can look into it.
All right, give me an Arcana check.
That's one.
No,
better.
I rolled 36.
That's
Okay.
much better.
Yes.
Well, these are probably really fast and
Uh-huh.
really flimsy. So
Hmm.
definitely after 2 trips, maybe even just one, they would, pretty much burn out. But they look incredibly fast.
Let's see.
That's basically how they're built.
Yeah. So basically, let Sparkle know that, yeah, it seems like they're not really built for long term, but they do seem like they'd be a very quick vessel.
Mm.
Can you tell effectively how much of a head start they had on us?
Any idea there?
Well, how long did it take you guys to get across the sea? Like
6 months.
6 months? These guys, if they had these, assuming that they didn't burned up on the way there and then they had to take a regular ship, if they had these, they would have probably made the trip in half the time easily.
Hmm.
That's significant.
Yep.
I see.
They're also not very roomy, so you might feel kind of bad for anybody who had to spend 3 months in one of these things, and definitely for Lek, who probably got crammed into the back of one that was already,
Man.
already had a pilot.
Hmm.
Well, good to know what we're up against.
All right, so if you guys aren't specifically trying to get yourselves into trouble, midday rolls around and the train comes in.
Sweet. We attempt to get on it.
Okay. You get on the train. It is pretty packed. You guys basically have to stand because all the seats are taken.
That
So
is
this
fun.
is pretty much the last stop.
Let's see.
We stand.
Okay. This train has lots of random people, kids, adults, elderly people, some Kenku, a few Minotaurs, some Coil people as well, a couple of kind of rough-looking mercenary types. Like, is just a ton of people, and that's just in this car. So, There's just a ton of people here. But eventually the train takes off and you start heading towards New Malka.
Yeah.
We continue to keep a low profile.
Okay.
Are our magic hats in play, making our people look less pointy-eared?
I assume so, yes. Orem and Ked have magic hats on, I think.
That was the plan.
Yep, we do. Mine looks like a bowler.
Okay. Orem's look like a hat that is not common around here.
Sigh.
It's like, I did see a very like normal looking guy, but he did have a weird round hat.
Could be worse. He could have just not changed it and had a Jacob's ladder on his head.
Yep. Behold, a normal human.
Probably seen me wear
So-
something like it.
Yeah.
With the Jacob's ladder on your head?
That's
Yes, but you were definitely not normal.
as far as he knows.
Worm's view of normal human is pretty skewed.
Yes.
Yeah. It's pretty much Randus and Smith.
Wow, really mean.
Yeah,
The diamond
That's
throw
not
nobility.
mean.
You're
That's
really
true.
mean. You're mean.
Have you ever seen any Diamond Throne nobility? Those people are crazy.
I also like that you're not even bothering to conclude yourself in normal humans, Sakar.
I am above average in all ways, my dear.
Wow, ego much?
I believe there's a euphemism regarding a kettle.
I'm like, wow, ego much? No, ego completely. I am the best at it, whatever you just said.
Even my ego is above average.
Orm doesn't have much of
So-
an ego for an Eladrin.
Yeah, thanks, Ked.
so
Wait a minute.
Oh.
So
And we lost
you guys
Rodrigo.
were at a train.
Yeah. Impact.
This train also doesn't have the same kind of insulating material built into the side, so it's super loud too. But you travel through the mountains and basically have to spend one evening just kind of trying to not fall asleep on your feet, which is actually literally not a problem for Orem because he can just meditate on his feet.
Cheater.
Little girl. Mommy, why is that
Cheater.
man's eyes not blinking?
Blinking the wrong way.
And he's got a funny hat.
So, yep. By the next evening, though, you guys are approaching the city. And it is a site, New Mawakal, which you can see basically because, the mountains kind of like protrude out. So as you kind of come out and then head back in towards the tunnel, you can see it. It has a construction similar to the previous cities that you've seen, in that it's kind of built on these platforms built into the mountain. But unlike the other ones, New Mawakal has 6 platforms. So you've seen ones that have like one or two, but New Mawakau has like basically these 6 distinct, basically city-sized platforms protruding out of the mountain. Also, some of these are like actively cascading water down from them. It appears the city has like within these platforms might have lakes, rivers, and fully functional channels. It's also evening, and you guys see a lot of lights in the city, like bright, basically clearly magical-looking lights.
Well, this is. Go ahead.
Go ahead.
This is actually kind of impressive.
Mhm.
As
Do
you
I know
continue
which
to,
neighborhood this train's going to arrive in? Or which platform?
what'd you say?
Do I know which platform this is going to arrive on?
This is going to go probably straight to Railtown.
Oh, that makes sense.
So yeah, as you continue your approach, you also notice something else, especially as you get much closer to the city, that you are basically flying past just rows and rows and rows of shanty towns. Just all of these little huts and tents and cabins and things built into the side of the mountain in very precarious ways. And the train actually gets very close to them to the point where it's surprising that none of them are catching fire from the flying lightning bolts that are coming out of the train. And of course, the train just like blows all these tents. And the noise has to be pretty unbearable. As you go past that, you actually get to see a couple of these platforms. Some of them are very well lit, some of them don't have a lot of light to them. And eventually the train kind of begins to round the edge of one of them, separates from that, and goes right into the center of another one, which is in fact pretty well lit. When you do, you notice that there is another snake rail that is kind of adjacent to where you're going. This appears to be kind of a hub for these things. But you get there and the door opens.
Mm.
Mm-hmm.
I will lead the way out.
Okay.
We exit as inconspicuously as we can.
Okay. It's not difficult. There are a lot of people getting off this train. You look around and this area actually looks pretty nice. It's really well lit. There are these big kind of coil like basically these big stone wheels that have the coil logo on them, just as big decorations. There's people like leaning up against them and walking around them. And there's kind of this plaza that leads to it, and then just kind of all of these streets. Basically, the plaza is kind of this semicircle that attaches to the station, and then there's multiple streets that head off in different directions. There are plenty of coil people walking around. There appear to be just like engineer types that just go in and start checking the train, like the train's mechanisms and stuff as soon as it gets in.
Okay.
Act like we belong here.
Mhm.
What's the best way to get from here to Middlelati?
Yeah, it's pretty close. You can just take one of these streets and then go up into the kind of the cross platform staircases along the mountain, and then get to to that district. You can also, if you want it to be fancy, you could also take some kind of transport. Like there are carriages that have paths that go to other places, and not this district, but other districts have gondolas that can actually go across. That can go across platforms.
Sure, though I assume most transit doesn't want to go to Middlelati.
No.
Yeah, so I think foot is the way to go.
Okay.
Though she'll say, I am going to try to get somewhere private and send word that we're here. And then I've got some contacts that we can try to reach, but I figure ascending is in order first.
Okay. To
Big Teach.
okay.
So I'll try to duck into if there's like a restroom or something like that. And pull
You
out
can
that.
find an alley.
Cool. Then I'll pull out that second scroll of sending I had.
Okay. Did we decide that she had to roll?
Yeah, we did.
Okay.
25.
25. What are you saying on your sending?
She'll say,
500 miles.
cool. Mission somewhat successful. We should talk. Let me know a safe place. It's Little Sparkle.
Okay. You get the following message back.
So Sparkle looks visibly relieved. Okay. Sounds like he's okay. And does it come back as like in his voice? Like, can I be?
Yep.
All right, cool.
Yeah, and he doesn't seem distressed or anything.
Okay. Then I think let's go meet Teach. Am I familiar with the Bleeding Frog? Is it a bar?
Yep.
Great.
It's either a bar or a small animal sanctuary. What?
Big Teach is actually a vet.
They bandage them up, send them back out into the world.
Then
Admirable.
I will lead the way through the classiest areas of New Malakal.
Yeah. So you're heading straight there?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, that is correct. You see Little Sparkle take you basically from this kind of district size, like city district size train stop through what appears to be maybe some kind of governance sector. Like there's kind of these like big kind of government-y building looking things to the edge of this platform, then down some stairs, and eventually you get to another platform and things just go downhill from there. She actually takes you through progressively uglier neighborhoods until you get to, a place that looks really terrible, smells really bad, has a fair amount of unsavory looking types walking around, and perhaps to make all matters worse, those unsavory looking types are 7 feet tall and have giant horns.
Just stay close to Little Sparkle.
Yeah.
Yep.
Carry yourself as though you were not afraid.
Okay. Off in the distance, you guys can see these 3 big towers that are somewhere in this platform. They look kind of nice from here, so maybe this place is not all terrible. and eventually Little Sparkle leads you to a what is probably a bar, but appears to have been probably literally used to be an alley. So there's basically these two stone buildings, and somebody just built a wall with a door between the two buildings out of wood. It's like 2 stories, and it's like, I mean, it's not too narrow, but it's like clearly just a makeshift building in the middle of these two. There's a sign that just has a drawing of a hoof squishing a frog.
Classy.
Straight to the point.
Is this the kind of place where you have to like knock to be let in, or?
No. It's the kind of place where you kind of have to like open the door and kind of like move out of the way just in case somebody's being like thrown out right as you're walking in. Or...
Sweet. All right, then I will open the door with a side step ready.
Okay. You open the door and no one, in fact, is being thrown out at the time, but there is a kind of rolling smell of smoke and booze, basically, maybe with a little bit of puke thrown in there. But you guys definitely walk into a bar full of really rough-looking minotaurs, and which none of you are. So there's definitely a lot of looks thrown your way.
Can I spot Teach?
He does not appear to be there, but the bartender seems to have some amount of recognition in his little eyes.
Walk up to him and nod.
Okay, he's like, you Sparkle?
Yep.
Teaches up the stairs.
Thanks. Head up the stairs.
Okay. What do the rest of you do?
Follow?
Agreed.
Yep. If people took damage from glares, you guys would be bloodied.
I have a resistance to glares.
Yep. Especially plebeian glares.
Thanks, Mom.
Yep. So you go up the stairs, up to a door, open the door, and inside there is another Minotaur. This one is also a big guy. He has kind of he has black, thick fur with kind of dark brown patches. Has, like dreadlocks coming down from his head and around his horns. Is wearing a pendant of that has a few kind of bird bones, or is wearing a necklace with some bird bones on it, and is kind of writing something on some parchment. When you guys walk in, he stands up and looks at Sparkle.
This is Teach?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, and Sparkle doesn't even wait. She just like crosses the room, runs at him, and like gives him a huge hug, which probably looks ridiculous because he's got like 2 feet on her and probably 150 pounds, if at least.
Yep.
Yeah.
He puts an arm around her and laughs. Like, I was concerned about you. Let's just say that. And he kind of like picks her up and like puts her down. Why don't you close the door? He says that for him.
Okay. Closes the door.
Honestly, when I sent that sending, I thought there was a good chance you wouldn't answer because you were dead or that you'd be in the Iron House.
Oh no. I guess I wasn't particularly successful in my mission, so I've had to keep a low profile, but I've been keeping an eye on things as much as I can.
Well, she'll gesture to the rest of them. It's like, these are the guys I went to save. Well, at least two of them. That's Orem. That's Randus.
Whoa. You
Uh-huh.
are we going to be working with these gentlemen?
I've been working with them for months now.
Okay. And you expect to continue working with them?
Yeah,
Then no names.
fair enough. All right. And I guess you guys are officially ducklings. You get to pick names, or we're going to pick them for you.
Hurry up.
I will go with Agent 222.
I got nothing.
Okay.
Nothing.
Randus is Mr. Nothing.
Okay.
Really works. I know what I can do. I'll just give the name that I used as the dwarf.
Which is what?
I'm looking it up right now. This was like a year ago at this point.
Thalson.
That was the orc.
Oh, my bad. Thalson's dwarf friend.
Yeah.
Wee man.
Brelnar. Brelnar.
Teach looks at Sparkle.
She gives a shake of her head. Nah.
Yeah, he does. Yeah, that's not a good name.
Something along the lines of our names.
How about Dr. Fancy?
But he's the doctor.
That's when they'll never suspect.
Exactly. The more to confuse your enemies. Yeah, points at Sekar.
Old Snake.
Works for me. All right, write them down because you guys might have to start referring to each other by those names around these people.
Doctor.
Nice.
Doctor, and doctor.
Well, as Sparkle said, you can call me Big Teach. We've been working together for quite some time. We've been trying to be a thorn on the side of the coil as much as possible. So we hopefully we can all work together, and you guys won't get priced.
Priced?
Killed.
Generally the goal.
Unlikely.
Yeah, that kind of hubris is the norm here. She'll look at Teach. I taught them basics of but they're good with chompers, but they're still total ducklings.
Well, that's all right. We can use all the help we can get.
I believe it.
In any case, there's no reason to get these guys too deep into the water right now. In any case, what do you guys know?
That the coil got what they were looking for on the central continent, and that they had got a big head start on us.
So they found this Lek character?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
And it's really bad.
How so?
Lek invented some kind of device that lets people go to other worlds.
Like the Feywild?
No, like beyond that, worlds that have their own Feywilds.
Wow. Oh, I see. That's a real problem.
So apparently Lek figured out what he'd done and what the coil could do with it and got out of town. But I guess the files were left behind, and finally they got on the right person's desk, and then they realized what he'd done and what they could do with it. And that's when the project got bumped.
I see. Well,
Otherwise, I've just heard that things were really baking here.
yeah, the coil's been pulling a lot of people back. I think they're really expecting something to go down, either from truants or from their competitors, if they get wind of it.
That's definitely happening. We saw a meeting between Capricorn and now I'm blanking on the name of the other guild that was involved. Suspire. Okay. Yeah, we saw a meeting between Capricorn and Suspire that the coil broke up with a locust tank.
Wow, interesting.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, things are pretty rough around here. The coil has really started to crack down on anybody they consider to be a threat. So, some truants have straight up gotten out of town. I know the Golden Gang got attacked, which I don't think went well for either of them. I don't particularly think the coil managed to do any serious damage, except take a few of them out, and they ended up getting kicked pretty hard themselves.
Why were they going and picking a fight with the Golden Gang?
I think they're jumping at shadows. They're just anything that seems like it could cause a problem, they're really cracking down on it. And with all of these extra troops and people moving back into New Mawakal, they have the personnel. They can just throw a dozen soldiers at something or a locust tank and, hope that the problem goes away.
Yeah. I saw Flat Tony back in Monster Town. He said that things had gotten too hot for him here.
That makes sense. Really, I've seen a lot of people leave, and I really can't blame them. Honestly, the only ones that are staying are the ones that really want to stick it to the coil, and they don't want to run away from it. And also the handful of people who still think that they can make a buck without, or they can make some money without getting taken out.
Don't suppose you've heard anything about my father or Tekiatl?
Oh, that's your friend in the...
Yeah.
I haven't, but I wouldn't. I know that your father is all right. I just haven't been able to make it out there myself. I would maybe check on your friend before you check on your father.
Yeah, I know.
I'm almost certain he's being watched.
That's what Flat Tony told me.
Mm-hmm.
I figured I'd maybe try to get a message to him, but wouldn't go there in person.
Yes, that's probably best.
Where might they be holding Lek?
Well, my guess is they are probably holding him at the Black Archive. That is the Coil's main research and development stronghold. It is equal parts laboratories, prison, and fortress.
Ah. How far away is that?
It's here in the city.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's just the, place with the highest security of any place in the city.
Mm-hmm.
Do they protect against
magics?
Yeah, divination. Could we send him a sending? Get like a message and see
if he's okay.
If he's okay, and what progress the coil have made?
In my experience, the coil do not tend to focus on esoteric magics. They do take precautions to hide certain things from scrying and the like, but I have, in fact, sent spirits into coil facilities before, and they've gotten away without any issues. They don't tend to focus on things like that. So I think ascending would be worth a try. If you're concerned about it, ascending from here, from this district, is probably the best place to do it, because the coil would certainly think twice before sending a squad down here.
Okay.
Hmm.
I can do it now.
Yeah, if you-
Except, yeah, we've all met Lick. Yeah.
I may want to do the sending.
Yep, you know him best.
So I guess make me a scroll.
Make you a scroll.
Boom, you're a scroll.
My chin.
He was a scroll the whole time.
Sea cat invasion.
Yes.
Uh,
All right, Orm sits down,
Ugh.
does some writing,
Hush you.
does some spell casting, creates a scroll, gives it to Ket.
The special chant of his people.
how much?
50.
How much does that cost?
50.
Okay.
I'll help you out, Ket.
Wait.
What do I have to roll? Just Arcana?
Or do I have to actually roll the check?
Yep.
All right. Boom.
39.
I got a 37 with Orem.
Okay.
So
What are
he can
you- what are you-
go
what are you
1,000
telling him?
miles.
What are you saying in your sending?
I'm typing it out right now to.
Don't forget to sign it.
Yeah, that's what I'm opening
Okay.
with. Lek, it's Ket. We're here for you. Where are you? What progress have they made?
Ket gets this back.
Let's see. What? Yes, take these to my laboratory. Yes, on the 13th floor of the archive, the one facing the mountain.
Hmm.
This is probably the most successful sending we've ever used.
Oh, no. We contacted Randus's mom lots of times.
Yes, but this one got us useful information.
Okay. What's the information?
His,
Where he
Uh,
is.
he's okay. His laboratory is on the 13th floor of the archive, the one facing the mountain.
Ah, good.
Okay.
How do we get in?
I don't have that information. I don't know that he would have that information.
Well, there are probably a couple of ways to get in. The most obvious way is to try to walk in through the front door. With the right access codes, you might be able to do it. I think they're using a new system of arcane sigils, but if you can figure out a way to acquire that, you might actually be able to get in that way. The other two potential ways is from above or below, but the Black Archive is pretty far away from any other buildings that are tall enough. And of course, going in through the sewers, anytime you go into the sewers in New Mawakal, you take your life in your hands.
Have you heard anything from the sewer kin?
No. I think if they're actually in the city, they've been lying low most of this time.
There's no buildings around that are tall enough, right?
To access the roof easily? No.
Which means they probably wouldn't be guarding it all that effectively either.
I'd suppose that's true.
Tinser's floating disc?
That doesn't
Tensor's
Yeah,
floating
levitate.
disc hovers like right above the ground.
Oh, okay.
Mm.
How
Eagles.
about a squadron of eagles?
That would be so obvious. They'd shoot us down using, like, I don't know, locust tanks.
Not if we came in at night.
They have those lanterns we saw the miners
True.
wearing. They have all sorts of artificial lights that they can use to light the district and spot us.
Oh, they do. The whole plaza where the Black Archive is in is fully illuminated.
Oh, as much as I hate to say it, I think the sewers is going to be our best bet. I do not like our odds bluffing our way through the front door.
Well,
Where
take
might
some
we-
time, talk to anybody you know,
Oh, yeah,
see if you can gather any more information before you guys make any sort of decision.
certainly. Tony gave me the name of a river in Murder Town, so I was going to try to check in there.
Makes sense.
These magic sigils that you're talking about, would Coil members be carrying these to get in and out?
Correct.
Okay.
Members with the correct clearance would have them. They do get switched every once in a while, but from what I understand, it's somewhat infrequent.
Orem, can you make me another scroll of sending? I'm going to try to reach out to one of my Coil contacts and see where he's at.
Sure. Orm sits back down. There you go.
Thank you.
Would you like Ket and I to help you?
Yeah, sure.
24.
39.
30.
So
Okay, so that's
34.
34. Sorry, 1,000 pounds. I was looking at the wrong thing. Sending 34 is 1,000 miles.
Okay.
All right, let me also type up to get word count right.
25, yeah. It's probably impossible to scale the side of the tower.
I wouldn't imagine that it is particular, but the problem is
Wouldn't be.
getting to it.
Yeah.
From what I understand, the Black Archive is in the middle of a plaza and it's surrounded by Coil garrisons.
We've kind of been to a place like that before.
I suppose so.
All right. That is hers.
Okay, go ahead and say it out loud.
Oh, Tekiatl, it's Mayor Udal. I wanted to see if you were okay. I wasn't expecting to be gone this long. I owe you.
Okay, you get that back.
Yeah. Okay. Good. He's okay. And really confused by sending magic. Okay. First things first, since we're right here, let's hit up, the contact I've got and try to get some more intel and maybe gear. And then we can, maybe just, I'll meet up with, I think he's going to be super overwhelmed by the lot of you, but you guys should be nearby just in case something goes bad.
Okay. All right.
Where do we have to go for this?
First stop is Murder Town, which is on the same platform. It's not too far.
Murder Town?
Yeah.
Sounds pleasant.
Oh, it's awful.
Okay.
But, truants and truant sympathizers don't typically hang out in the nicest places.
I suppose.
Okay.
It's one of your charms, to be honest.
But Murder Town's actually run by the Golden Gang. They're no fans of the Coil, but they're also, not strictly allied with truants. So we might need to grease a few palms.
All right.
All right. Where are you staying these days, Teach?
I'm actually staying up here. There's he points behind him. You guys can actually go down the other side of the alley. There's a set of stairs that leads directly up here. So you won't have to go through the bar if you want to come back here.
Cool. Anything you need?
No, not right now. Although if you do establish that contact with that river, then let me know.
Yeah, absolutely.
You can never know too many rivers.
Definitely true. Yeah, this one actually was referred to me indirectly by Slatoni through a river in Dew, who is great. So if you find yourself down that way, I can also send you to her, though she said she might have to clear out there. It was getting pretty fresh there too.
Well, if it comes down to that, my guess is either this whole area is going to get even chompier or is going to get significantly less chompy. It just depends on exactly how we succeed or fail.
Yeah, that's fair. All right. Well, I'll hopefully see you soon.
Definitely. He stands up, walks over to that back door, and opens it for you guys.
All right.
Oh, thank you. And I think that's probably a good place to stop this week. Thank you, everyone, for downloading and listening. Next stop, yes. Next stop, Murder Town.
Murder Town.
And
Sounds like an episode title.
yes. Until next time, here's hoping all of your dice rolls are critical hits.
This podcast is copyright 2016 by Major Spoilers Entertainment, LLC.
This podcast is part of the Frog Pants Studios Network. For more information about this and other shows, visit frogpants.com. Audio program so good, it's like you're there.